Hi everyone, my name is Lena and I like to welcome you to my channel where I do lots of DIY home decor on a budget and lots of crafts here. So here we're going to be making a barbecue skewer lantern. So my husband and I, we're going to be cutting some PVC pipes. So you can get different sizes. So I'm going for a little bit sort of a fairly large size, and we're just marking out where I'm going to be using this scrap bit of PVC piping. I'm just measuring it out so I can cut this in half. So I'm not going to be actually giving you measurements because you can make them to whatever size you want. So therefore I'm not going to be actually giving you measurements. But you can sort of generally get the idea where we're going with this. So here I'm just marking them out so I can split the PVC pipe in half. I started off by using a hacksaw to cut my PVC. It was actually quite difficult, so if you've got better equipment, then use that obviously. So my husband's just going to take over from here, as I did struggle to cut the PVC pipe. Oh, you got me. So as you can see, I'm really struggling to cut this. You do need to press quite firmly, and obviously I just don't have the strength anymore in my hands, and so my husband kindly offered to take over, which was really kind of him. I'm really grateful for that, because when I do these type of work, I do struggle, as I do have problems with my hand, but it's, you know, it's not that real difficult to do this. It's really a simple thing, but it's just myself personally, I don't have the strength in my hand anymore. So he cut that quite easily. It was no trouble for him. And now I'm just going to draw a line in the middle again, making sure it's where I want it to be, in the center. And then I'm going to place some points where I want my barbecue skewers to be. You can have as many, as little as you want. I then got my husband to drill the little pilot holes in there, and you have to have the drill bit the same size as your barbecue skewers to fit in there quite snugly. You don't want them too loose and you don't want them too tight, so you've got to sort of do a little trial test, because there are various barbecue skewers on the market, all different lengths and sizes, so you want to make sure that everything is accurate, otherwise your lantern will come out a little bit crooked. Oh, 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 you've got me chasing waterfalls. Oh, 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 you've got me chasing waterfalls. So here I'm just marking out where my holes are going to be for the barbecue skewers. So I'm sort of doing them, you know, a couple of centimeters apart all the way round, and it just takes a little bit of maths to get it quite right. Otherwise, it will look a little bit odd. So make sure that it follows through all the way round and everything is in equal measurements.
You say it's hard to tell just what I'm thinking. You think it's hard to see behind my smile. I'll say whatever you want, let you walk in my heart if you want to. You can ask.
So now that my husband has finished drilling all the holes on the two PVC pipes that he's cut, now I'm on the top. The one that you're going to use as the top of your lantern, you want to make two little holes on either side, because that's where your handle is going to go for your lantern.
Show you all my feelings. I'm not good at keeping no secrets.
I tried two ways. I tried soaking them in just hot water in the sink and it didn't work. So this is my second method. I'm just soaking my barbecue skewers in hot boiling water, and then I'm going to boil them, and I'm going to boil them for maybe half an hour, 25 minutes to half an hour. The longer you leave them, the better. And then you're going to work with these barbecues while they're still hot, and I'll explain further. So while it's still wet, you've got to be careful with the middle bit because it's the most fragile, because otherwise this is what happens, it snaps. It's the weakest point. So you need to get yourself a saucepan and gently, as you can see, that broke, so it's not ready. So while they're still hot, you gently hold the middle here and just gently press down, not too hard. You're sort of feeling for the bounce. See? It's broken. You really need to leave them in for quite a long time. I'm just showing you my failures. Okay, so you gently start in the middle and press gently around the pan. See, I'm just bouncing it. You can sort of feel, and then once it's curved all the way around, hold it for a few minutes like that. You can see it's already an arch. And then, so while the skewer is still hot and it's been soaking in the hot water and boiling for a long time, bearing in mind this is the weakest point and it will break, so you gently wrap it around your saucepan, gently though, because it can snap. They're quite sturdy, these barbecue skewers. And then hold it for a few minutes, few seconds, sorry. And really the pointy bit, so you start off, I'm just showing you for purpose, this is just cardboard, but you've got your plastic tubes ready. You insert one, this is not the right size, so you insert one in, and then you bend it, just put it on, you bend it with your thumb gently, and then you insert it into the top half of your tube. That should be at the top here, like that. And you start one on this side, one on that side. So you do 4 first, and then you start placing all the other ones, but do these while the barbecue sticks are hot. So you would actually, there's one down the bottom, and then obviously you place it through. Let me just raise up my camera so you can see. You would place one on the top like that as well. So one would, and then it starts, and then you start pushing it down slowly like that, and it starts taking form once it's complete on your tubing. I didn't show you that because somehow I lost the footage. I don't know why, it keeps happening when I record with my camera. So that's how it's going to end up looking. So you start on this side, and then on the other side, and then on this side, and then on the other side here. So you get 4, and then you start filling in the gaps, and you do it while the skewers are still hot in the pan, like that. And the longer you soak them, the better they are, the supple they are. Otherwise you're going to end up with breakage like that in the middle. So you really got to soak them for a long time. So I'm actually inserting them straight from the sink, and it was a really difficult way to do this as the skewers weren't that bendy still, but you'll see the whole process of me doing this. Forget this method, go for the method that I showed you earlier on, which is getting them directly from the hot saucepan and bending them around the saucepan and doing them one by one as they're hot, because this way was really difficult because the skewers were cooling down, they weren't bending as much. I had quite a lot of breakage, but I still managed to do them, but it was just really difficult. It took me forever. So if you go back to the very first method that I showed you, that's the best way to go.
Time I'm waiting you to answer the phone. Nothing seems to happen, but the last stage is gone. I hope somewhere your voice promises less and us more, but still my pillow's on the floor. Anyone could say that we are never assured, for things we're dreaming of are always out of the store. Pages, a lot of pages to forget, I'm so bored to say. Call me if you need a hand. Did you ever think I'm a friend? Everything will come to an end. It's so complicated to let go. I've come to know the hardest words to understand. Alas, so easy to pretend, but everything will last for a night.
So this is how it looked. You can see it looks a little bit bent, so I redid it. I undid everything and soaked them back into the hot water, redone them. Once I was happy with that, I then used some raffia to wrap up the plastic cord to cover that up, and you do that for the top and the bottom. And as you're wrapping around, don't forget you've got two holes. You've got one on either side, and that's where your wire handle is going to go. All you're going to do is just cut a piece the length that you want, insert it through, and then bend it with a pair of pliers, and that's your handle done. And then you just cover it either with wooden beads. I found them a little bit expensive, so I think it was €1 a packet for a pack of 5, I think. So you get 5 beads for €1, which I thought is a little bit pricey, so I just used the next best thing, and I just covered my handle with raffia, but it's entirely up to you what you decide to use.
Distance, we've got distance to blame.
And so I can see where my handle is going. I'm just marking it up with a little red pen so that I can find it again and I know where it is, and then I'll cover that up with raffia again once my handle is in there.
Some way, the hardest words to understand, alas, so easy to pretend, but everything will ask for an end. The rage has come, I felt so young and never called the name you wore. From ash to glow, I fall in love. I fall in love. I fall in love. I fall in love. I fall in love.
You let me build up my feelings. You shatter them quickly, I let you. It's easier than fighting, but I know I give you everything I am. You throw it away like it's nothing. It's easier than fighting, but now a second breathe. I'd turn it all around if I could, but I know it's not enough.
And the last finishing touches is I'm just going to use some really strong glue, and I'm going to attach just the cap of a spray can and put that at the base in case you just want to put a little battery operated tea light, or you can go for the large candles like I have here. And this is the reveal, and I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already by hitting that notification bell so you're next aware when I upload a video. So without further ado, enjoy the video, and I hope to see you again next week for an easy craft at Lena's Home Creation. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care now. Bye.